Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, and today we're going to get into the Phoibos Great Wall watch that we just premiered not too long ago, last week. Before I do, I want to show you the packaging. It comes in, this zipper pouch, which is nice, but I want to show you what it comes with before we even dive into the watch. So, see on this side, there's like a little protective flap. The watch would sit in there, and then you get an extra rubber strap, no frills, rubber strap, but it's got a branded buckle, obviously great for diving, curved end links, the whole 9 yards. But then they also include tools to size the bracelet, and I'll show you why these tools are necessary and then the booklets. Anyway, great presentation, excellent way to package the watch and give the customer everything they might need to actually use the watch. So there's 4, it might be 5 actually, I'm not sure. I only have 4. In the lineup. What makes the Great Wall different is that it is actually using a Swiss movement, an ETA 2824. And what I immediately looked for on the watch was at the 6 o'clock, I looked for Swiss movement, which you are allowed to do if the movement is Swiss. You cannot say Swiss made, but you can say Swiss movement. Phoibos opted to not put that in, and I think it speaks volumes to, I guess their honesty in manufacturing. They're obviously made in Asia. I don't know if they're made in China or Hong Kong, doesn't really matter. The watches come to me from Hong Kong, but I think that speaks volumes, not trying to mislead or anything like that. These watches, all of them are around $520. They have, enough embellishments, if you will, and features to easily put them close to $1,000 territory. So there's, like I said, there's 4 to pick from. They're selling out fast, honestly. I guess only because it's blue, because it's got a black dial. I'm going to do that one, and then I'll show the others quickly. It does have a double dome crystal, and that's playing around with the light. So this is the 500-meter water-resistant Phoibos Great Wall watch, aptly named because the dial is a brick pattern. I'll zoom in on it again and give you some more time to check it out. What are some of the features? ETA 2824 movement, 25 joules, hand winds and hacks. We'll get this guy started up in a second. They've been sitting dormant. It is 42 millimeters in diameter. It's 14.5 millimeters thick to the crown of that double dome sapphire. It is 48 millimeters on the tip-to-tip dimension. I did mention double dome, anti-reflective coated sapphire, 22 millimeter lug, awesome bracelet, which we'll get into in a second, and 500 meters of water resistance, solid screw down case back. We'll take this off so we can look a little bit better in a moment. Let's go over the operation of the watch. So it's an ETA. So sign crown Phoibos screw down. So we have to unscrew it. It'll pop. We can wind it. And after a few winds, the movement will take off. We can set the time by pulling it out 2 clicks. It hacks, obviously. And 1 click out will change the date at the bottom. At the 6 o'clock, there's a date window. Push down, turn till it seats. Very nice. Very nice action on the seating of the crown. Very aggressive patterning or knurling on the crown. Not really knurling, but whatever you want to call it. Easy to grab. The bezel, ditto on the aggressiveness. Look at that. You are going to turn that with anything. I'm wearing, slippery nylon gloves. 120 click unidirectional ratcheting. You may notice the bezel looks glossy, right? The bezel has a sapphire lens over it. Scratch resistant. Sapphire, sapphire, sapphire. Loomed. We'll get to loom in a minute. Crazy loom on these models. 15 layers on the dial of X1 Super Loom. But there I'm trying to get in and check out the dial. You can see the brick pattern on the dial when the light hits it right. Never mind the reflection. I'm trying to get the reflection in, I guess what you call the mortar portion of the bricks. Obviously named after, again, the Great Wall of China, which a lot of people always say is the only man-made object you can see from outer space. It's a totally false statement. You can see lots of man-made objects from outer space, like the pyramids. Solid screw down case back, and there is an engraving of the Great Wall, very nicely done. Phoibos Great Wall. You can read some of the other stuff they've got on there. Let's see. Maybe I'll try to present it to the camera a little bit better. Swiss ETA 2824 sapphire crystal, 500 meters of water resistance, and a helium escape valve, which is on the far side. So this is an automatic helium escape valve, not one of those ones you have to unscrew. If you caught one of my watch and learns on helium escape valves, you'll know that that valve allows the watch to outgas. Let's talk briefly about this bracelet. Oh my goodness. Reminds you of a Hexad bracelet from Strapcode, but it's not. Well, I don't know. Maybe they go to the same factory and get them made. Who the heck knows? Look at the aggressive links. I love it. I love it. Totally fits the watch perfectly. And the links are held together with screws, and thus comes the tool. See that? That's why you have the tool, and you have two tools. Put one on each side so you can unscrew and unscrew. I have dealt with watch companies before that, double-ended screws, and they give you one tool, so the thing just spins freely when you spin it. It makes no sense. Doesn't end at the bracelet, the clasp. You'll see there's a lot of buttons on the clasp. The clasp is obviously, I'm going to probably press the wrong one. There we go, I got it. So it's a single, a single deployant, engraved, signed, machined, beautiful. And you go, well, what are these buttons for? Ratcheting, extension, dive extension. So the way the ratchet extension works is you put on a wetsuit, you extend it, put it on your wrist, and then you can snug it up as much as you want. It only will go in, it won't go out unless you pull this. Also works very well in the summer. Let's say you want, my wrist swelled up just a little bit. Most divers extensions, give you half inch or whatever, mandatory. This is, what is that, an eighth of an inch or so? And it comes all the way out to maybe around half an inch or so. So this is, they're all model numbers PY022. There's 4 variants. So we have a black dial with the black and the blue bezel. I'll do lume in a minute, guys. I have a beautiful blue dial with a blue and orange bezel. Doesn't it look like a patinaed Pepsi? It really does. Like, it looks like it's a 30-year-old Seiko, where the bezel took on some patina, but it's not. Sapphire coated, brand new. All these are the same, by the way, except for the hand bezel and dial. See the differences there. We've got a dark gray dial with dark gray bezel and blue. You can see the hands. They also play with the hands. Orange, orange, blue, blue. Well, the first one I showed you, it was blue as well. And a slightly lighter gray dial, I think. I can't even tell anymore. It's so difficult. And a gray and red. Maybe it is actually the same shade of gray. Anyway, we'll do a loom shot. We only need to show one because they're all going to be the same. Flip out the lights, do the loom, try it on, we're done. Holy smokes. Look how bright that goes. Like I said before, 15 layers I believe they use on the dial. And then this X1 gray, and then I think it's C3 on the hands. And then the bezel is loomed as well. Looking at the other watches here, it's like a loom festival. Insane the amount this thing glows. Here, my turtle is on my wrist. Look at the difference. Loomer bright on the right, and the super loomed Great Wall on the left. So there she is on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. No, absolutely no problem with the sizing of this. The 42 millimeter, 48 on the lug tip to lug tip. You can see how the bracelet could fit a gargantuan in here. Tremendous bracelet. So, I'd have to remove, something like 5 links I would remove for this, maybe even 6. So definitely a lot of room for you guys that have larger wrists. Easily I would say up to 8 inches. And because all the links are removable, as small as you want, I'm sure this thing can go down. It's just totally striking. So this has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com showing you the new Phoibos Great Wall watches. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below and I will be sure to address them as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.